So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Spirit what is contrary to the flesh. They are in conflict with each other, so that you are not to do whatever you want. But if you are led by the Spirit, you are not under law. Okay, guys, I also want to quote from Romans chapter 7, verse 21. It says, "So I find this law at work. Although I want to do good, evil is right there with me. For in my inner being, I delight in God's law. But I see another law at work in me, waging war against the law of my mind, and making me a prisoner of the law of sin at work within me. What a wretched man I am. Who will rescue me from this body that is subject to death? Thanks be to God who delivers me through Jesus Christ our Lord." Okay, guys, so we are finishing now. This is the last myth, we are dealing with, as I said, guys, I don't know, it's sometimes it seems as if Paul, Peter, James, John are the only people who really understood the work that Jesus came to do here on earth. Guys, that dude came to do a huge work. Guys, if he did not come, what will become of me? Guys, so the appreciation because of understanding what he came to do is overwhelming. You understand? It's overwhelming because I see it and I look at this and I'm like, yo, my king, what a wretched woman I am. Paul, what a wretched woman I am. Guys, I love when Paul says that, So I often say it because I always see this happening to me, My mind loves Jesus' commands, loves Jesus' teachings. My flesh hates it so much. In fact, my flesh loves the messages that the pastors are preaching. My flesh wants to hear, he will bless you with this, he will bless you with that. Dream big, My flesh wants to hear blessings. My flesh wants to hear prosperity. My flesh wants to hear money, guys. My flesh wants to hear forever forgiveness, meaning let me keep on doing this, he will keep forgiving me, you know what I mean, and I will enter heaven fooling myself, you know what I mean. But my mind comes up and say, it's not it. Jesus has actually warned you against that message. Don't take that, So what a wretched woman I am. So this is also one myth, guys. I feel that it's important to speak about it because as much as, guys, there's nothing new you're going to get from this show. You understand that by now there are 4 things we actually talk about. One, we speak about the message that Jesus came to preach, and we elaborate it, we explain it, in great detail so that you will understand this, because you need to go and preach it. Even if you're not sent, even if you're not a preacher, if you belong to the kingdom of heaven, you need to make sure that people know the message of the kingdom of heaven, because we will be judged by it. You understand? Secondly, we speak about the revelation of who Jesus is, because when you know him better, you will know yourself accurately. You won't be puffed up with the wrong information of who you are. You will actually think of yourself, oh, I'm rich, so I'm this greatest. Oh, I'm cute. Oh, so I'm this greatest, So you would have this puffed up wrong information of yourself, So you need to know yourself from Jesus. Get that confidence from Jesus, but you need to understand him better. So we tend to speak much about his revelation of who he is. For he says, in the beginning was the Word was God, the Word was with God. In the beginning he was with God, and everything that is created was created through him. You understand? So we trace him right there in the beginning so that you can understand yourself better. Thirdly, guys, we speak so much against sin. In fact, we speak so much against sin that I'm pretty sure you're like, I'm tired. You're not going to be tired. Don't get tired now. You know what I mean? Because you need to understand that Adam died because of sin. And because of that, he became a child of Satan. I was born a child of Satan. I don't want to go back there. You were born a child of Satan. You don't want to go back there. You understand? So you need to understand those deeds. You need to understand the things that Adam did and run away and fight them. You understand, guys? So the last thing we also speak about is the fact that Satan is busy in churches, the beast is busy. You understand? So guys, those are the things that we really are stressing about. You understand? Now the flesh is one of the things that I talk most about because it gives me so much problems, in fact, I was speaking, I can't remember, last week, because last week I posted like the whole week, and I did it on purpose, because I wanted to make sure that I'm with you all the way, because we were spending time with our family members and people who don't obey daddy, so you need to take you actually had to be careful, how you deal with people who don't obey daddy, you understand. So I was saying that I remember back in the days when I was going to work, I took a bus and there was this minister, preaching inside the bus, and I was not really necessarily concentrating on what he was saying. At that time, I was not back to my daddy, so I was thinking about my own sins. I was a sinner, guys. A sinner must sin. So I was busy sinning because a sinner must sin. You know what I mean? So he was saying that when you get saved, your body, when you look at a body of a woman and is naked in front of you, nothing happens to you. And he said that nothing happens to his body when he sees a body of a naked woman. Nothing happens to him. So guys, I turned, guys. Guys, I dirty mind, guys. Guys, you've been there, done that. You know what I mean. So I turned, and I'm like, what? What is this dude talking about? Let me concentrate. Let me listen. I listened. So he was saying that no. When you are saved, you no longer look at the body of a woman, and nothing happens to you, even if a naked woman is standing in front of you. Then I was like, wow. What a great God who will make us a robot. I love a God who will make me a robot. Guys, so when I was saved, that came back to my mind. Because I was like, Daddy, what's happening with my body? It's not a robot. I was like, my body is not a robot. What the heck is going on? So, I see it. And guys, it's things like that really, take us back to sin. You understand? We backslide. You find that pastors themselves are having sex with people they are not married with. Some are married, and you will hear that they've been caught in the act. You understand? Some are not married. They are busy having girlfriend. And I'm like, a pastor and you got a boyfriend, a girlfriend. You are a pastor and you got a girlfriend. Oh, you're joking, right? You're joking, right? And the pastor has broken up with a boyfriend. What? A pastor has broken up with his what? What are you talking about? A pastor and a boyfriend and a girlfriend. Guys, no. Am I saying that pastors will automatically be married? No. If you are like Paul and you've got so much information, obviously you can stay and don't get married. You understand? Because there's knowledge that you will have from Jesus. You will fight. You will fight sin. You understand? But if you get married, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with getting married. If your flesh is paining and sex is really much troubling you, you understand? And you have these sexual urges, sexual desires. Get married. No one will, you won't go to hell for getting married. Guys, I mean, hello. You know what I mean? I've spoken about that in one of the series. If you want to find out more, go back to that series. So I was speaking about the fact that there's nothing wrong with getting married. If you are burning with passion and sex is really defeating you like crazy, get married. Simple as that. But if you are like Paul and you are strong, you are able to defeat your flesh and you get the knowledge that Jesus has, you can defeat your flesh. Not that your flesh won't give you problems, but you can defeat your flesh. So here, because that pastor was telling us that nonsense in the past, that will be robot. And I sit and I'm like, when you're young, your blood, guys, is running hot. And obviously you find young people, having one night stand and sleeping left, right, and center, and they go to church on Sunday because their blood is running hot. And to hear a pastor speaking like this, it's embarrassing. Not only it's embarrassing, but it's just disappointing. I'm disappointed, you understand? So when I got back and I found out that I'm not a robot, my flesh actually responds. My flesh responds to everything that responds to everyone. Those who are not saved, believe me when I tell you, my flesh responds the same way, because the flesh has character of its own. We've spoken, guys, about the different types of spirits. Recently, we've been speaking about that in that series. You know, the last series we're speaking about that. So you know that the flesh has a character of its own. The spirit, you know, the soul, the mind as well. So you understand all of those things. So the flesh its character is very strong. It's dead. Its character, guys, it's very strong. It's dead. And there's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing you can do about it. You understand? You simply have to work at it. You simply have to control it. Discipline it. You understand? That's why Paul says, oh, what a wretched man I am. You know, for I want to do good, but evil is right there with me. He says, although I want to do good, evil is right there with me. You understand? Meaning Paul also had these sexual urges. Meaning Paul was also faced with the problems that you are faced with. You know, even if you are saved, Paul was faced with those problems. You understand? So he's saying that once you get the right knowledge and you are fixated on the spirit, not on the flesh, you can fight it. You know, so if that pastor said that, because we find the pastors, I'm not talking about people who go to church, go to a choir right now, you find that they are sleeping with one another, having sex with each other there. You understand? That's nonsense they are busy doing there in churches. And I remember I was once in a church where a pastor kept a couple who wasn't married. They had children, and they were not married. They were sleeping with one another. They were living together. Living together. You have children, you're living together, and you're not having sex. You can fool Bubu the fool, not me. You can fool Bubu the fool, not me. So the pastor is keeping quiet because he doesn't want to offend them. What about me who wants to change? What about me who wants to serve Jesus? What about me who wants to be faithful? What about me who's prepared to discipline my flesh? You understand? So it's things like that, because they preach absolute nonsense from the pit of hell, and then they expect us to work miracles when we are in churches. You understand? Tell the people that their flesh, nothing has happened to them. You understand? They will have to fight it. You understand? My flesh, guys, it wants sex outside marriage like crazy. Believe me, when I see a cute, guys, when I see a cute guy, you know, with his shirt off and he's running, you know, on the beach, my body responds. Believe me that, guys, believe that. Believe me when I tell you that. You understand? Why? My flesh has character of its own. It responds. I have to discipline it and say, hey, flesh, shut up. Flesh, don't respond. Be unresponsive. You know what I mean? Why? The flesh responds. Money. Guys, when I see a person with money, my flesh wants money. It's the character of the flesh. It's the lust of the flesh. Riches. People who are rich, my flesh also wants to be rich. I tell it, shut up, you fool. Shut up. You know, why? It's a character of the flesh. I need to stick with the knowledge of Jesus and concentrate on the spirit and live by the spirit, because my flesh will never conform to the word of God. It hates it. It will always hate it. I'm aware of that. That's why I usually remove people who don't obey daddy, because I can't fight my flesh and your flesh too. I ain't doing that. Because my flesh is not immune. It's always going to cry out for these things. You understand? So if I keep you, guys, you don't obey daddy. I'm now tempting myself. And I have to deal with my flesh and your flesh as well. I ain't doing that. I'll get away from you because my flesh is giving me problems. I need to fight it. It's not immune. You get that? It's not immune. So this is myth number 3. That's when you are saved. You become this person who is a robot, and you will not feel this or look. You will, believe me. Nuns, they feel it. Believe me when I tell you. They might not tell you. They feel it. Go and ask them. If they are truthful, they will tell you that, oh yeah, we do have sexual urges. Everyone has it. Why? It's the lust of the flesh. It's the dead flesh. That's the way it is. We don't don't know how a human being was supposed to be if Adam hadn't sinned. But now he sinned, so we don't know. You understand? So this is also a myth. You discipline your flesh, you feel the pain, and you worship Jesus. Simple as that. Thank you. This is the last myth. Thank you.